It is incredibly important. The whole world knows how we played last night. That's not to a standard we want to play. It's not to a standard of winning a single game in the NBA. So it's super important for us to bounce back and know that we can play at a level to win some games.
How for like human element, how do you not get discouraged by something like last night?
Well, I mean, to be honest, it's easy to get discouraged. We were discouraged a little bit. We were disappointed in ourselves, how we played, and I'm pretty sure that fueled the fire to come out here and play better tonight.
I know for you, you've only been around Illinois for such a short time, but is there something that now is standing out to you?
Two things: quick learner and just his length on the defensive and offensive end. He gets block shots, and you're questioning how did he get there in time. He just has these such long arms. And on the defensive end, you tell him one thing and he gets it immediately, and you don't have to tell him again.
Last night you guys had a whole bunch of turnovers, 22. You had a bunch of them again tonight.
Right.
It wasn't the same level of, I don't want to say defeat, but they didn't harm you as much as they did last night in Chicago. Why was that?
For me, I think we're trying to make the right play when we turn the ball over. If we're trying to kick it to the man in the corner, we're trying to make the right pass, even though we didn't get the ball to where it needed to be. Also, they weren't running like Chicago, if I'm just being honest, So.
Did you get everybody Chick-fil-A?
I went above and beyond and got us some Turkish delight food.
Go ahead, Zoom.
Kelsey.
Kelsey Roos of The Athletic. Hey, Jarrett.
Hey.
Defensively, I guess specifically for you guys as a whole, what did you see as the biggest difference between, last night and tonight?
It seemed like we were a full collective tonight. I said last night we were kind of all over the place. We knew what we were supposed to do. We were just not there in time, but today we're on top of it. We were ready for every single thing they threw at us.
And as we've talked about, tempo and pace throughout camp and everything, but tonight, there were multiple moments where you or Evan grabbed or someone else grabbed a defensive rebound, but then someone kicked out for the outlet pass and somebody was down at the other end of the floor to make a play. Are those moments that kind of really help show you just how you can use this tempo and this pace to be successful?
Absolutely. Those are the type of plays that we're looking for, the type of efforts that we're trying to play as, and just that's how we want our offense to be going forward.
And then I guess from your perspective, Darius had 7 assists tonight, but just as he's growing, in this leadership role, but also running this offense, how are you seeing him just find a balance of, finding you guys for the open looks, but also him also taking shots for himself?
He's coming into this role very well. It's a tough ask to ask him to lead the team, but he's stepping up every single time, every single play. He's talking to us in the timeouts. He's talking to us during the game. He knows where everybody's supposed to be on the play, and he's a great facilitator.
Thank you.
No problem.
Spencer Davies, basketballnews.com. Jarrett, that felt like a little bit more like a regular season or playoff game out there tonight with the chippiness.
Right.
Let's say, but just getting that experience, is this soon into the season already, in the preseason, I should say, of a close game down the stretch in fourth quarter. How do you feel like that can benefit you guys?
It can benefit as well. It's always good to try to get as close to the real thing as possible before you actually have to play in the real game. And like you said, tonight was a great example of it. Down the stretch, it was a 2-3 point game. Every possession mattered, and we took it seriously. We took it like it was a real game, play by play, and we came out with the win.
And then just speaking to what Ricky was able to do when he was out there on the floor, how much does it help to have a veteran who's kind of like a calming presence in a way, but is also always keeping his head up? He had some really crafty passes and nice up and unders for you guys.
It's incredibly huge. If you see somebody that's messing up, especially somebody that's been in the league for 35 years, you're gonna kind of see that and be like, okay, I'm messing up. It's not as bad this time. I can follow his lead and just go on to the next play.
Joe G.
JoeGKez.com. Jarrett, this might seem like a kind of a dumb question, but you're a right-handed player. Are you also a right-handed shot blocker, or do you have a dominant shot blocking hand? It seems like Evan is good with both hands. Does it matter which hand you block shots with, or are you dominant with one hand or the other?
It doesn't really matter. Some people call me amphibious. I can use both hands down there to block shots with either hand. So, Evan, instead of using both of them, we both use both of our hands as long as we get a hand on it.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Rick.
Go ahead, bud. Hey, Ricky, Chris Fior, preseason.com. Good to see you.
How you doing?
You guys had a bunch of turnovers last night. You got a bunch of turnovers again tonight, but you're able to overcome them tonight. What was the key to overcoming them tonight in a way that you couldn't against Chicago?
First of all, Chicago came out ready to play and punch us in the face, and we didn't really do nothing. So tonight was no matter what we do, we just have to compete. No matter what, we're trying to play a way where playing fast, and we're gonna make mistakes. We gotta control more the ball, but it's early in the season. It's early in after training camp and some of the live action. We got to pick up some stuff together, watch film. But at the end of the day, I think tonight we compete. That's the big difference between the other night and today.
You guys are playing fast. That's been the theme around the camp for the last week and a half. How does playing fast with up-tempo benefit your game specifically?
Oh, my game is perfect on that area. Not because I can run more than others. It's just I can pass the headman. That's one of my strength. I can see the floor open, and I'm just not going to be afraid of throwing the ball because I feel pretty comfortable knowing that I can throw the ball and put it in somebody's hands on an open fast break, and they do the rest.
I mean, I know it's only preseason and it's not time to panic or anything along those lines, but just how important was it to have this kind of performance coming off of what happened just 24 hours ago?
Yeah, this league is about reacting and in a lot of ways, and one of them is we're gonna have bad nights. You can't win all games. You can't be perfect all night. It was shame on us that we did it the first night, but we're gonna have games like last night. It's a matter of how we react, and tonight we came back and bounced back and play better basketball. We're still way far that where we want to be, but it's early in the season. We can't really panic on that, but at the same time we have a lot of work to do.
You've been around a lot of different teams, and you know what it takes to win. And you were talking about how you guys have a long way to go, and you've got a lot of work to do, and that's obvious. But in your own mind internally, do you have a timeline for when you hope to be at a level that you're comfortable with the whole group?
You never know. I can't change tomorrow, but I doubt that. But at the same time, what I'm saying is, if we do the right things every day, the outcome will take care of itself. We can't be thinking we want to win and okay, we change this from today to tomorrow. It's step by step, day by day, doing the little things, not looking at the end goal. We have to go step by step. It will take time. We're not close. We're far, but at the same time, that's exciting because we have a lot of work to do. Working in the right way, in the right atmosphere, it's fun. Seeing the growth of a lot of players will make us a better team, better persons. But we have to be willing to really do that sacrifice, which it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of bad moments. and how you react from them.
Kelsey.
Kelsey Russo, The Athletic. Hey, Ricky. Something you touched on earlier about like your role in you guys playing with tempo and pace. How have you seen Darius, I guess, the juxtaposition of these two games, but him step up in that role, being able to help lead this offense and help you guys play with that pace that you are striving to play with?
Yeah, tonight he was more aggressive. That's what we looking at him to do. He has to lead us in that type of way, not taking crazy shots, but taking and being aggressive. We're gonna go as far as he wants to be, just because we are giving him the keys. Now it's time for him to really step up and wanting them. Not a lot of players have what it takes. I think he's on his way. The way that the team is on his way to really get better. But last night was disappointing in all of us, and he was one of them. And he came back tonight being more aggressive, and that shows that he's willing to really go through that and with us and help us be the team we want to be.
And with these two games and kind of like the juxtaposition of the results of both of them, but how do you think the team as a whole is, learning and adjusting to this new style of offense you guys want to play and how it affects you guys defensively? But I guess this learning process of putting it into play, where do you see that you guys are at as a whole?
Like I said, we're far away from where we want to be. At the same time, I think the way we want to play, we have to be in a elite shape. And coming into training camp, of course, you're trying to build that, building the good habits of taking the ball up really fast on the court, but at the same time not making mistakes. And of course, the first games are a little rusty of everybody. I mean, we haven't played a game because I played the Olympics, but if not, that wouldn't be going back to April, May. So it takes time. But like I said, we have to be ashamed of what we did last night, and I'm proud how we played tonight.
And there was moments throughout the game where, someone like Evan or Jarrett grabbed the defensive rebound, passed off to somebody, there was the outlet pass, and then somebody was down in the offensive end. Those plays, does that help kind of showcase like where you guys really can go when you playing with this tempo and this pace that you want to, like just that whole series, I guess?
Yeah. What we have is it's a really good group of guys who can do a lot, from almost everybody rebounding the ball, almost everybody bringing the ball down the court, and everybody running. So that makes us a really dangerous team if we play the right way.
Thank you.
Spencer
Davies, basketballnews.com. Ricky, JB was talking before the game how there's a difference between playing fast and playing in a hurry. How long did that take you to figure out in this league? And, what's the best way and what, I guess, can you help the guards figure out into making decisions and thinking on their feet while they're playing that fast?
It takes time. It takes time to play with different gears. It takes time from thinking that I'm not going fast enough, but at the same time, going from 0 to 50 is better than going from 80 to 100. That being said, is you control more where you want to be, where things you wanna impact, and at the same time, if you change the speed, you can't be playing 100% all the time. And sometimes when you start in this league, you want to go full at everything. And that's, if you see the greatest to ever done it, Steve Nash, Chris Paul, Jason Kidd, all these point guards really play in a slow pace. Even Steph Curry, he just go from like 20 to 60. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he go 100% all the time. So it's controlling the tempo of the game and knowing when it's time to really go super fast or not. So I think with the gear that Colin and Darius has, like they're athletics, they can run, but at the same time, they got to know how to play from slow to fast, and not fast to super fast.
And then obviously got to ask you about Evan, since he was so impactful tonight on both ends of the floor. When you're on the floor with him, what are you seeing as far as him getting to his spots, since you're always looking up?
Yeah, he has a lot of potential. He can throw the ball really up high, and he's going to throw and make you look good. So we're going to keep looking for him. He had a really good game on knowing when to take shots, when to really roll. And but the gap is still like a lot to improve. And that's where me and coaches come into play, telling him where to be, how to play the pick and roll. And it doesn't come overnight. It's not going to come and tomorrow we want to watch film and see the mistakes and see, okay, we fix that. No, it will take time, but at the same time, the potential is there. He can impact in both ways and in a high level. So we're expecting him to be that type of player, but we have to help him get there.
Darius, the way that you guys played tonight, is that more representative of what you're hoping to be? And if so,
yeah, that's the way we want to play. We want to play faster. Saw a lot of lobs today, a lot of defensive stops. We had a lot of turnovers, but you got to cut down on that. But yeah, that's Cavaliers basketball. So we bounced back from last night and came back with a win tonight.
I know that you said you got cut down on turnovers. They were a problem last night. They were a problem tonight. But is there a level of acceptance that you may need to have at least early on that playing fast could lead more than maybe what you're comfortable with?
Yeah. I mean, I think all our turnovers were on the way to make the right play. So, I mean, I think we live with those turnovers. We were definitely moving the ball a lot more. So when we're trying to create for others and we just have mishaps and turn the ball over, I think that's fine with coaches and players.
First couple games, we've gotten to see Evan's impact defensively. I'm sure you've seen it throughout training camp. Can you just summarize the way that you guys defensively?
Yeah, Evan and Jay, I mean, they were a big help tonight. I mean, they're just always in the paint. They're deflecting shots, getting a lot of blocks. Even just a good contest will just change the entire game. So, and you saw that down the stretch. So, I mean, they helped us a lot. So we just try to protect them. And, I mean, they're 2 7-footers. So whenever they're in the paint, it's going to always be like a hard contest for them. So it's going to be a hard shot for the offensive team. So, I mean, we really appreciate them.
I know it's only preseason and nobody was camping or anything like that. How tough were the next 24 hours after a performance like last night?
I don't think it was tough. It was just a learning experience. We're so young. And, I mean, it was the first game for Evan. I know he had a little bit of jitters probably. Just having the fans back was a big impact. And just having a young group, a young core group that's just trying to build chemistry, trying to get used to all the offense, new defensive system. So, I mean, it was a lot going on that first game, and we give a lot of credit to Chicago. Really good team, big vets, all-stars, and they play really well, but that wasn't our brand of basketball. We tried to show that tonight.
Kelsey.
Kelsey Russo, The Athletic. Hey, Darius.
Hey.
I was curious. So we've talked to you obviously a lot about your role in this offense, but JB had mentioned, the balance for you to like find other people's shots, but you also find your own. And so tonight, when you had 15 points, 7 assists, how are you finding that balance for when you need to take your shots, but also then finding them for your teammates as well?
Just trying to pick my spots. I really just try to get everybody involved first, then that opens up everything for me. So I just tried to start doing that in the first quarter, first half almost. And then, I mean, everything else opened up. Trey ball started falling a little bit. I started getting easy layups. But I definitely turned down a lot of shots tonight. So I have to be more aggressive But yeah, just trying to find an in-between balance of just getting my teammates involved mostly and then finding my spots.
And then during training camp, you'd mentioned obviously how the defensive end helps like turn into offense. So what did you see differently tonight on the defensive end that really helped you guys just be able to execute this tempo and this pace that you guys are striving to put in?
We really competed on the ball, first of all. I really tipped my hat off to Colin, Ricky, all the guards, really. We really competed on the ball. And then, I mean, our back line, our 7-footers, Isaac, I mean, they're always just active. So we give all the credit to them, really just having our backs, talking in pick and rolls. We did a lot of scrambling tonight, too, when they got in the paint, just trying to be there on the kick out threes or the X action. And I mean, I think we did a pretty good job of that tonight.
Thank you.
Spencer.
Spencer Davies, basketballnews.com. Darius, it's the second game of preseason, and you guys have already been in a 1 or 2 possession game. What can that do for you guys this early, just to kind of get that experience before the actual ones that count start?
Yeah, just learning from it, really. Going back and watching film on this, see all the things that we did good down the stretch and also the things that we had to work on. Down the stretch, we gave up a lot of offensive rebounds. So I think we got to work on that, just finishing possessions throughout the entire game and just executing and taking care of the ball on the offensive end.
And then whether you're on the floor with him or whether you're watching from the bench, when Ricky's on the floor, it seems he's always looking up and he brings this like calming presence to you guys and gets you real organized. What is the takeaway when you watch him play and really kind of get things straightened out?
Just him getting us organized, really. I mean, he's really good just putting people in their spots and getting the ball to where it needs to be. I mean, Ricky has been a big help to us, and he comes in and make an impact on the game immediately for us. I mean, just his presence out there. He don't even have to score the ball or touch the ball. Just him just being out there putting people in the right position just helps us a lot.
And for you, we were talking to JB before the game about the difference between playing in a hurry and playing with pace. Differentiating between those, what's been the toughest part for you to get used to that as a young guard? And, what has he been trying to kind of communicate to you to get better at that?
Just really trying to cut down on turnovers. Like you said, we're trying to play faster, but not in a hurry. And, yeah, the turnovers is kind of killing us right now. I think we had 220 turnover games, 20-plus games. And, yeah, I think that's really hurting us on the offensive end. They're getting more possessions than we are. And I think we need to really cut down on that, but keep playing the fast pace, keep getting the ball up the court. And, I mean, we get a lot of easy layups off that. So just trying to cut down on turnovers, really.